What is up, guys? Flossy Missiles here. In today's video, we are going to figure out why these brakes don't work on the 84 Vanagon, aka the 3-wheel Vanagon. Anyways, I put a little brake fluid in the master because it was bone dry, and as you can see, it's pretty much bone dry again. But I pumped the brakes for a while, and I didn't see any drips or nothing, no leaks. I'm like, where is the brake fluid going? There's no leaks anywhere. It's kind of a mystery to me at this point. I saw the line's really just that empty. It's so weird when you buy a car that has no brake fluid in it, no coolant, nothing in it, no gas. It's like, did they drain it all before they stored it, or what happened to all this stuff? This is definitely one of the issues. This brake is not working at all. It's frozen in place. After I put fluid in, I pumped it a bunch. No fluid leaked out, but this one's stuck. And when I opened the little bleeder back here, it started shooting out with no pressure on the brake pedal. So that tells me maybe like a soft line, maybe collapsed inside, so that's only letting fluid through one way, or it's the cylinder inside here that needs to be replaced. But yeah, we'll check it out. Right now I'm gonna take the little inspection hole off the back and try to rotate the adjuster because I can't get this thing to slide off. Whoa, there's so much brake in here. If you guys can see that on camera, the whole bottom is like full. There's bugs in there too. That is insane. Kind of see where it was stuck, but look at that. It was like caked on. Jeez Louise. Okay, so on the other side and on this side, both these cylinders are completely seized. On the other side, I got one of them to unseize, like kind of grab it on both sides and squeeze it together, but they're like, they don't want to go out or in. The other one that went out a little bit when you pump the brakes for a really long time. But yeah, these are gonna have to get swapped out or changed or something. But you can see I cleaned it out. A lot of the crap fell out. I tried to vacuum most of it, but it was a mess. Put it on there, let it sit for a while, and all of a sudden, boom, it pops and shoots all the fluid out the back side. So I don't know. These are trash. I just got back from AutoZone. I picked up 2 of these rear wheel cylinders. They didn't have the brake shoes and they didn't have the soft line, which I wanted to replace both of those. But hey, I got the cylinder, so I'm gonna throw that in there and see if I can get these rear brakes working. If not, we'll have to replace my other stuff back there. At least the fronts are discs, so it'll be a lot easier than these drums. I hate dealing with these things, honestly. And it's like I don't do them enough. I do them a drum set maybe once a year, and so like I'm not super duper fast on them. It takes me forever. If you don't have the tool to take these little spring and the plate to hold the brake shoes on, let's use an extension with it's got 11mm socket on it. Works alright. So me and Allie were just bleeding the brakes, and would you look at this master cylinder? Here, let me detach the tripod. When I pump, look right down there. See it squirting out? So it was hitting all the brake fluid was hitting her on the foot. Sorry, I can barely talk right now. I'm really tired. I've been working all day. But yeah, we were bleeding the brakes, but now we're gonna put a new master. It makes sense why this guy had a master cylinder sitting in the back, brand new one. We flushed all the fluid out. It was like seriously coming out like all different colors, you know, red, brown, orange. Brake master is pretty shot. When I pulled the top off of it, like the reservoir, those rubber seals were like gone basically. It just disintegrated. It just dropped in that. Perfect. Anyways, there's just 2 bolts holding on the front, and there's just 2 lines going into it. There's also a line going into it. That's not a hard line, it's a soft line for the clutch. And so that one probably needs to be replaced because it's pretty worn out. Hopefully I have one that size. But other than that, this thing should pop off pretty easy. There's 2 plugs on the bottom as well too, so pretty easy, except for it's pretty messy. I stacked a bunch of paper towels up here and tried to catch all the fluid that's coming out, but the culprit right there. Alright, let's go put this down. As you can see, the new master cylinder is going in. One side is completely rusted. I don't know why. I think maybe that's just the way I was sitting, or sitting down, maybe in moisture, I don't know. But all the fittings and everything like that are clean and clear. I cleaned out the reservoir. What I did is I filled it full of bolts, and I got soap in there and I just shook it around for probably, what, like 15 minutes, 20 minutes? Mm-hmm. And it came out decent. It's not spotless, but it's pretty dang clean. All right, I can't get the brakes blood all the way. It's really late at night right now. They work kind of. You gotta pump them a couple times, but we have clutch blood. For some reason, like when you push down on the sticks, you put it in reverse. It's not working either, so probably gotta loop some stuff up. But this is its first drive. We're gonna back it out and clean this floor. I can say I drove it. What are you relieved, dude? We have brakes and we have clutch. Are you relieved?
Yes. Look at the floor though.
Don't show that.
It's a mess in here.
I had three pans of catching fluid and somehow. Don't show that.
It's a wreck.
Just a quick update on some of the interior stuff I've done. I just installed a radio, which took all day to find all the wires and figure out where everything went. But I got it hooked up on a toggle system. So to the left, that's key on. So if your key's in the ignition, then your radio will be on. If key's out, obviously, then your radio will be off. That's just completely off if you don't want the radio on at all. You don't want it draining your battery if it's sitting for a long time. And then to the right, that's turns on the radio while the car has no power going to it, or the ignition doesn't have any power going to it. And that's good if you're gonna go to the drive-in or whatever. You just wanna listen to the radio while you're camping. You can flick it to the right and be able to listen to music. I'm gonna turn it off. But I took out a bunch of electronic aftermarket stuff that the previous owner had put in it, including, this is part of CB radio. Oh my gosh, you would not believe how many wires are running up and down this thing. This was for an aftermarket cruise control. There's all kinds of like switches and all kinds of wiring I put out. There's like an alarm system or something. There's the CB radio handle. Yeah, but a lot of wiring was cleaned up and simplified, and it's basically just back to stock wiring now, pretty much everywhere. I kept finding all these wires that'd go back down to the fuse panel, but they didn't lead to anything. There's open hot wires. It was really a weird deal. But yeah, like I said, radio's in. Pretty stoked on that. Also, I did a little test on my water pump and it is bad, so I will need to order another one of those ASAP. I'm being a really bad cameraman today. So the master cylinder, the original one, was leaking. I'm sure it was leaking for years, which caused it to drip all the way down, and all this area right here and right there had like a little crunchy layer of rust on top of it. Wasn't super bad. I just got the wire wheel, went over it a bunch, got it all down to bare metal, and then painted it with some rust converter, and so that should be good. Oh, also, I greased up the shifter. Well, this is a completely different shifter. That's the shifter right there that was originally in it. But this whole plastic ball, what is it, the bushing, was all completely blown out. And when I took off the shifting box underneath of it, which is where like the selector's at, the shifting box, someone had drilled new holes in it and relocated the alignment things inside there. Because I guess it's probably been driven, it was probably driven for a long time with a messed up shifter bushing. So yeah, they made it work like that. Because I was wondering, when you got in there, you couldn't push this thing down at all. It wouldn't like go smooth at all, but this didn't go up and down, which, you know, is to get it in reverse. And so I was like, that's kind of strange. So I mean, it worked without it, but it was kind of like just jute, like it's like really janky. So that's taken care of as well. Gonna put all that stuff back in, all the cork and the carpets and all this front interior is gonna go back in it finally, and I can move on to something else. Hopefully bleed the cooling system. All right, Allie, pump it. All right, just out here bleeding brakes. Not really, that was a joke. But the brakes are bled on this thing now, and it took them a while to bleed actually. Setting up the whole rear end, those rear cylinders, and getting them just set right, and the drag and e-brake and all that stuff was difficult. Let's take a walk around. So we're gonna take you guys on a quick ride. I'd be lying if I said I didn't take it around the block and bleed the cooling system like 10 times, but it didn't really bleed because there's a leak somewhere. I think it's my expansion tank because it has some cracks in it. I ordered a new one, so it should be coming soon. So hopefully I can get these fully bled. But yeah, pretty much road ready now. Just need to go get a VIN verification done. Get the registration. It's got registration from 2002. But I'm gonna take you guys on its first drive. So hop in. Might need to turn on the radio if it's on. I don't want them to hear my smooth Steve.
99.1.
Okay, I took it on the highway pole earlier. I know I'm really breaking your guys' heart and get this on video. But if you can see back there,
There was a...
the back window blew out from the wind hitting it because I don't know if you guys saw it before, but it had a lot of little stress cracks all over it or whatever, spider cracks. It basically blew up and it's everywhere now. It just sucks. Yeah. But okay.
It was a disaster.
Utter complete disaster. Like I said, registration from 02, so cross your fingers. Whoa! So yeah, that red light on my dash is still blinking. I had it off for like a while, and then air pocket must have showed up. I let it sit for a couple hours. Here's first gear. Third gear, about 50, but I don't want to go too fast. We're in a residential area, even though everyone's probably asleep by now. But yeah, super stoked on how this van's running and driving. Sucks about my rear window. I'm gonna do a brake check for you guys. Stops good, more glass falling out back there. But horn works. Pretty much everything works in this thing. I guess that's it. On the next video, I want to buff all the paint out and get it super duper nice. I don't know if I will or not. I got to order some buffing pads tonight. Hopefully my friend lets me borrow his buffer, but we'll see if that happens. If you like today's video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more car content. Thank you so much for watching. Side note, my fuel gauge is not working, and also my fuel tank leaks like no other. That was the last thing I have to say. All right, signing off.
Signed off.